Good morning. I'm Fiona Robertson, editor at Insurance Insider, and I'm here to talk us through one of our top scoops from last week. The story that I'm going to be talking about today was an Insurance Insider ILS article, and that revealed the departure of two leading executives from Sompo Capital Markets. Now, Sompo's obviously been integrating the acquisition of Aspen since earlier this year, so it's not surprising to see a degree of turnover in those kind of cases. However, because Sompo did not previously itself have a capital markets unit, the departures could be considered a little bit more unexpected. Now, it's important to note that Sompo did not comment on our story, but we do understand from our market sources that they have appointed somebody internally who has an ILS background to look after the capital markets business, and that they plan to keep going with the ceding premium to third-party capital providers, as Aspen had been doing. And that's not surprising because the business had built up about $2.7 billion in assets under management, so relatively sizable. It was reporting almost a couple of $100 million of fee income every year, and they'd been quite big in the casualty ILS space, which is quite a hot topic at the moment. So we expect to see not too many changes at the moment, but I think what I, with my ILS hat on, find kind of interesting about this story is that there have just been, over time, peaks and troughs in the way reinsurers approach the ILS business, I think. You've always had some carriers that are very committed to it over the long term, and others who have dipped in and out a little bit more. And in fact, some previous units of Sompo had been involved in the ILS space. If anybody remembers the name Blue Capital, which was part of the Montpellier brand that got absorbed into what was then Endurance, that was later shut down. Now, as I say, we're not expecting that to happen in this case, but I think it is just illustrative of how the swings and roundabouts can go with how reinsurers treat the ILS business. So that's the top story from last week that I wanted to discuss with you. Thank you for joining us, and do stay tuned.